Coming to you out of Auckland, New Zealand, Mount Smart Stadium, the venue for this final fixture of the opening round of Season 2 of the SRL Premiership. It's the new kids on the block, the Canberra Raiders away to the Warriors. And it's exciting to see this new team in the SRL for the first time, captained by Rahul Kaval, as John Nanai leads out his Warriors squad to a raucous applause. Finally back home at Mount Smart after what feels like an eternity. And we are set to get underway to wrap up round one with a bang. It's the Warriors taking on the Raiders live on SRL TV. Sage McGilly gets the game underway, and he sends it down to the Raiders line for their first touch in the SRL, and it's Cameron Relentless to take it forward up to the Raiders 20. So an exciting time for the nation's capital in Australia to have their first team in the SRL. Obviously the promotion from Division 2 in the off-season after the Melbourne Storm relegated after Season 1's effort. And with new players signing in the off-season, no one really knows what to expect from this Raiders outfit. But what everyone does know is they have got a tough road in front of them, especially in the opening 4 weeks as they take on arguably the top 4 teams in the competition. They get their way, make their way through their first set of the game. It's the Warriors who get their hands on the ball for the first time this season. And obviously the Warriors coming off their Nines victory last week over in Canberra, where they took down the Broncos in the final to claim their first piece of silverware in all forms of rugby league. So it was a big day for the Auckland club, and back in New Zealand they have not stopped celebrating all week long. So it's Moana to play the ball for the Warriors. They've made their way over the Canberra side of halfway, and they kick it down to the wing of Mark Iron, and it's a good chase while the Warriors outside backs, and they trap Iron on the Canberra 10. Charging it up the middle was Tarangaho Fe'u. Gets the offload to O'Neill, but he's taken down in a ball and all tackle by the Warriors. So we'll run through these two sides. We'll go through the Raiders first of all. The away side, the first ever Raiders squad for the SRL. It's Mark Iron at fullback, Tyler Weston and Joseph Black on the wings, Alex Chen and Jacob Morrison in the centres. This is a great kick by Jack O'Neill. He's picked up a 40-20 early in the game. And we'll just hold on a second as we see what happens here. The Raiders with a good opportunity in the opening few minutes. They sling it far to the left. They find their skipper Kawal. Only a metre short, and a great opportunity for the Raiders to strike as they go flat from Chen to Relentless. He's hard to stop, the little front rower, but he is, and he's wrapped up and rolled onto his side. Referee wants to go upstairs to have a look at it, but I'm pretty sure it was a clear-cut decision. Yes, the bunker agrees, no try. But the Raiders still have possession of the ball. They play the ball on the 10. They go to O'Neill, who decides to take it up. Tried to get on the inside of Corcoran. Left they go to Chen. Out wide to Kaval. Taken down in a good tackle by Farah. Kaval plays the ball on the final. Back to O'Neill. Puts the little grubber kick in. And it's picked up by Samuel Lillard. And the big front rower just flops on the ground and scores Canberra's first ever SRL try. Jack O'Neill What a start to his Raiders career. A 40-20 that sets up the first try of the game. Luke Thompson with the kicking duties as we finish off this Raiders side. Cameron Relentless, Bo Sadler and Samuel Lillard are your front rowers, and then at the back it's Raul Kaval, Sava Ta'ua and Tarangaho Fe'u as Thompson comes in and thumps it high up into the southern grandstand here at Mount Smart Stadium. It's 6 points to 0 to the visitors in the opening 7.5 minutes. Stace the pace, David Smith, Hayden Yates and Sam Robinson. They're 4 interchange players off the bench for the Raiders, and they've got off to the perfect start. Across the Tasman as McGilley gets the game back underway, and it's straight down to O'Neill, who's had his hands all over the ball in this opening 7.5 minutes time. A 40-20 to get the momentum going.
That's your second.
Finding himself on the bench for much of last season, Jack O'Neill over at the Raiders. We all remember his semi-final performance against the Warriors. It was where the Rabbitohs did lose that game, but Jack O'Neill's performance was one to remember as he punches it down deep into the Warriors backfield, and Chance Bunce will have to run around about 20-30 metres back to retrieve it. So a good kick and a start by Jack O'Neill as the Warriors lose possession of the ball inside their own 20. No advantage as the referee decides to call for a scrum as Fe'u takes it from the back, and there's no one to stop him. Tarangaho Fe'u, and he's lost. I don't know what's happened there. Tarangaho Fe'u, he's had a brain explosion. I don't know what to say.
That's one. Move.
The Warriors' defence was not ready at all, still sucking on the drink bottles, and Fe'u had a wide open space, and he's just slipped over the back of the infield. I'm actually looking at a replay on my monitor, and he's tried to put the ball down, and he's slipped over at the same time, and his left foot has nudged into the white paint of the in goal. So the Warriors let off the hook big time, and they'll be breathing a sigh of relief as they kick it down to the wing of Tyler Weston, and the rookie gets his first touch in Raiders colours, taken down in a good tackle by Tataita Maxwell as the skipper looks to straighten things up and gets the legs pumping and takes an extra couple of metres. O'Neill out to Iron, puts Iron and Mark Iron in a nice little hole. Taken down by Bunce just short of the halfway line. They go back to O'Neill, gives it to Chen. Good charge by the centre three-quarter from Penrith. Now at the Raiders. They come back near side to Thompson. Raiders with all the momentum at the moment in this opening 12-13 minutes as Fe'u decides to give a kick. Doesn't want to run it anymore. Goes down to the wing of Moana, and he's chopped down in a good tackle by Mark Iron. Moana just jigged off his right foot and looked to possibly be away.
2 on the kick going.
The Warriors will try and settle things down
3 markers locked
a little bit here. We'll go through their side quickly. Chance Bunce on the fullback. Jay Ems and Damien Moana on the wings. Jackson Cutler and Tataita Maxwell in the middle. So it's a very young back line for the Warriors, but a lot of talent to burn as well. So it'll be interesting to see how they perform in the opening few rounds. In the halves, it's a familiar combination of Rod Curran and Sage McGilley, and then a very experienced forward pack of John Nanai, Jason Farrer, Daniel Engo, David Barner, Logan Strange, and Patrick Corcoran. On the bench for the Warriors, Joshua Sularika, Seamus Walker, TJ Ashford and Mitch Austin.
3, hands away. He's held there.
But it's the Raiders with the lead at the moment. And with the confidence as well, with Taua up against his former club. Almost getting away from the clutches of Jason Farrer's iron. Does make a good clean break through the middle. Chopped down by a couple of diving Warriors defenders. Danielingo was one of them. Thompson decides to put the kick down to Damien Moana. He'll be hard to stop. Irons coming across, but Damien Moana's got too much speed to burn, and the young rookie goes in for his first ever SRL try. So a good kick return from the winger. Too much speed for Mark Iron, who was coming across in defence. And Tauranga Hofe'u may want to put the kicking boots away for now. Sage Magele lining up the kick to add the extra 2, and he makes no mistake. It's wrapped up 6 apiece here at Mount Smart Stadium. Sage Magele, the leading point scorer in season 1 in the SRL.
He's held there. That's 1. Move.
70 points to his name, and he adds an extra 2 to start the season.
Held 2.
And they will be looking to Magele to lead the side around the park. They go to Barner this time. Good short ball from Magele.
He's held there.
Barner takes it just over the 30. To Magele again, out to Bunce. Then on to Curran. Forced back in a good tackle by Kuval. So the Warriors looking to find a way through this Canberra defence. That apart from one small blip seems to be on song at the moment. It's Jackson Cutler with the kicking duties on the final tackle. Sends it straight down deep into Canberra territory. It's Joseph Black who brings it back into some contact. Big tackle by John Nanai on Luke Thompson. He forces the little 5'8" back, and Nanai's put a few kegs on over the off-season. You can just see it.
Let him go. Let him go.
Bigger traps.
3 hands away.
Bigger pecs. John Nanai built for power.
4 hands off.
As Fe'u
Move it.
takes it forward. Can't get away from Corcoran. O'Neill, short ball to Caval. Good ball by O'Neill, trying to test out this Warriors defence early in the first quarter of this game. And so O'Neill again decides to punch it down to Jay Ems, who will bring it back for his first touch in the game. Decides to take the tackle just short of the Warriors 30. They sling it wide. Barner again, once again, unable to get away from the tackle of Sadler.
He's held 3.
And quite a few new players in either side since the off-season, most notably the Warriors. Quite a few rookies in their side in the back line. TJ Ashford was picked up in the off-season from the Storm.
5, hold on to 10.
He'll be on later on tonight for the Warriors. Meanwhile, the Raiders, a lot of experience in this pack. I know people have been saying that they may not be up to SRL standards in their first season, but you just look at this lineup they have. Mark Iron at the fullback, Broncos centre last season. Alex Chen in the centres. Played well for Penrith in season 1. Experienced halves combination as well. Luke Thompson, Jack O'Neill, with Hayden Yates on the bench. So that's a good rotation they have going there. And then the forward pack. Cameron Relentless, not the biggest front rower in the game, but a season under his belt that's got to count for something. And then Bo Sadler, Raul Caval, Seth Taua, and Tauranga Hofe'u It's an experienced lineup for the Raiders as they find themselves only a couple of metres out from the Warriors line. Final tackle, Sadler at dummy half, goes to Fe'u. He puts the kick down again, and one of the Canberra Raiders has dived for it. Bunce has come away with it, and he's streaking down the centre of the park. It doesn't look like anyone's going to catch him, and the Warriors fullback will go the length of the field to score. A fortuitous bounce off the goalposts. I think it was Lillard going in for his double, but the bounce of the ball favoured Chance Bunce. And he needs no further invitation. He knows how to score. 6 tries in season 1. Second highest try scorers. Magele will come in. He won't make any mistakes here. And it's 12 points to 6. The Warriors take the lead at home. So 2 long-range efforts from the Warriors to start the season has them in front at the moment. Well, we just talked about this Raiders squad and the experience they have in the starting 13 as one of those bench players off the bench. I think it was Stace DePace has just put a big shoulder on Patrick Corcoran. And Corcoran's come up slowly as well. He's holding his left shoulder. Does not look good at all as he calls for the ball. They go to Corcoran again.
3, back to 10.
Possibly recovered. This time to Seamus Walker up through the middle.
That's table 4, hands off. It was held there.
Covered well by Fe'u. Not quite making the halfway as Magele decides to switch it up. Inside to Bunce. Good tackle by Sadler. Sorry, that was David Smith. Had to be made on Bunce. And he got the inside ball from Magele. They sent it down to Tyler Weston to bring it back. And he's wrapped up in a good tackle by David Barner. Fe'u, who goes inside to DePace.
2, hands away.
Trying to find the Warriors players napping as Sadler decides to go blindside. Down that far touchline goes Weston, so good charge by the young winger. Bit of a mix-up between the halves. O'Neill decides to just throw a dummy and go himself. Farah doesn't fall for that one. Out to Iron, another good break through the middle from the vice skipper. Makes it into the Warriors red zone. 15 metres out. Sadler will go back to O'Neill on the final tackle. He'll put it high, coming down for Bunce. But the veteran winger makes no mistake of it, but he's been forced back into his in goal. So the Warriors restart with the line dropout. It's a deep kick by Magele. And David Smith will bring it back for the Raiders. So they're about 31 metres out. 5 tackles remaining. A good opportunity
That's his second.
for Canberra to hit back before half time as we've got 10 minutes remaining. They go to the skipper. Flat ball to Cavall. He tries to get the hands free, but it's Curran and Strange around the top who wrap him up. Sadler comes right again. Cut out pass to Iron. Mark Iron will be hard to stop. And Iron's gone over for a great charging run. Possible obstruction as Farah tried to stop him but had no momentum. It was Mark Iron who's gone over. No problem with the put down. And the Raiders look to tie it up here in Auckland. As Thompson slots it through for the extra 2. So an exciting first round of SRL action we've seen, and it looks like we are in for Much of the same here tonight in Auckland. With under 10 minutes remaining until half time, we're locked up 12 apiece. As the Warriors get things back underway. And Stace de Pace charging it forward, but he's met in a big tackle by Logan Strange, assisted by Rod Curran. They go fat to Fletu. For a quick play the ball, again they go flat, this time to Kuval. Raiders just looking to use their big man to make their way out of their 20. This time it's Chen wrestling with Moana. Iron met hard. Good tackling by the Warriors. Good defence so far, holding the Raiders inside their own half. Back to O'Neill for the kick. He'll send it down to the wing of Moana. Chased well and wrapped up by Alex Chen. So the Warriors looking to start their set as the interchange bench. They've made their way onto the park as Farah plays the ball. Moana goes to Walker and he jinks his way between two Raiders defenders. Up to the Raiders 40 here. Farah flat and cut out pass to Barner on the charge. He gets a good quick to play the ball as well. They go short side. Underneath that's his Chance Bunce. Final tackle for the Warriors. Cutler at dummy half to Miguele. He's sending it across field to Weston. And Weston finds himself in a little bit of open space.
Right, here's tackle one.
Caval gives it to De Pace. Strong run by the front rower off the bench for the Raiders. Inside to Iron from Ta'ua. Up over the halfway line here, the Raiders. So at the moment, you have to say, both sides looking pretty even. Not only on the scoreboard, but on attack and defence. They approach half time. Fetu gets a good ball from Sadler. Bo Sadler, probably one of the biggest buys in the off-season, going first in the draft after leaving the Broncos. A great pickup for the Raiders as the Warriors spread it through the hands. Bunce finds himself on the end of it. Looked to go down the touchline for a moment, decides better of it and comes back in field. This time it's Moana. Almost gets through the tackle of Stace de Pace. Farah through the middle. Good run by the little hooker. The Warriors 5 metres out here. Tackle for Moana at dummy half. Cut out pass to Corcoran. Corcoran's wrestling with the defence. And Corcoran's too strong. Tarangaho Fetu couldn't hold her up. And Patrick Corcoran goes in for the Warriors' third try. All set up by some slick backline moves with Chance Bunce on the end of it. A sniping run from Farah. And then Patrick Corcoran just too strong up against his opposite. Miguele again sends it high up into the embankment. 18 points to 12. Back live on SRL TV.
Right, here's tackle one.
It's the Warriors taking on the Raiders from Mount Smart Stadium. You're watching the Simulation Rugby League Premiership Season 2 Round 1 action. Wrapping up tonight here at Mount Smart.
Three markers lock in. He's held there.
We've been served up a platter of footy in this opening week action, and we're set for an absolute blinder in the second half. Half time only about a minute away as Ems makes his way underneath us up to the Raiders 20. The Warriors looking to strike just before half time. It goes to Miguel, calling for 6 again. Referee doesn't want it. Jason Farah is blowing up at the referee, claiming Bo Sadler touched it. I'm not sure. I haven't seen a replay, but they're not going to show us a replay either. Farah is still talking to the referees as well. He will not. He's got to be careful. We'll keep an eye on that. He makes a good tackle on Lillard. The siren sounds at half time. It's the Warriors leading 18 points to 12 as the players head into the sheds. Back live on SRL TV. The Mount Smart faithful are here in their droves. 28,000 just came up on the big screen as the Raiders restart the second half. Down 12 points to 18 at half time. But well and truly in this game as we start the second 40 minutes. As both teams get their season underway and looking to do it in the most positive fashion. Moana takes it up. Had a busy first half, Damien Moana. This time they go to Strange. Finds some metres up through the middle. Gets the offload as well to Corcoran. Wrapped up in a good tackle by Fe'u. Quick play the ball. They go to Ingo. Charging forward, Daniel Ingo, big match player for the Warriors, scoring 2 tries in the final series last season, as well as a couple of tries in the Nines final series as well. So a big match player, possibly too early in the season to see a lot from him, but a valued member of this Warriors front row. As Nanai takes down Thompson, thinks he spots a gap, but quickly closes. Sadler, they're going to kick early here through O'Neill. Spots some space in the backfield from the Warriors, and Bunce has to go back and retrieve it. Makes a good return. Gets away from Ta'ua, so around his former teammate. And just short of the Warriors 40. Miguel puts Ingo in a nice hole. He gets the offload to Corcoran. The Warriors starting the second half, looking to throw the ball around a bit. They go to Miguel again. He goes to Ingo. Another good strong run from the front rower. This time they go to the skipper. He's pushed back in some strong defence. It was Tarangaho Fe'u and Samuel Lillard. And when those two come into contact with anyone, even John Nanai, it will be going backwards. Down to the wing of Joseph Black, where the Warriors chasers do a good job in wrapping him up. It was JMs who was leading the charge. And they halt him in his tracks straight away. We all know the speed of Joseph Black. As they go inside to Morrison, good charge by Jacob Morrison, finding some space on the inside of Nanai. Covered well by Bunce, but the Raiders on the front foot at the moment. They go to Caval. The skipper makes a good charge up through the middle. Again, it was Bunce who had to come over and cover. Quick play the ball for Sadler. O'Neill inside to Fe'u. He straightens it up inside the Warriors 30. Final tackle. Sadler again. Back to O'Neill. fumbles a little bit. He juggled the ball, in fact, O'Neill. Nothing wrong with the pass from Sadler, but O'Neill just juggled it for a moment. And by the time he regathered, the Warriors were up on him. And he wasn't able to get the kick away.
Hill, 3, hands off.
So David Barner, Farrett 5 at dummy half, slings it wide. Out to Ingo, had Eames on his shoulder, didn't need him. To Barner, good charge up the middle from the second rower. One of the Warriors' leading players in season 1. David Barner as Miguele sends it down. Not a great kick by Miguele. Had Weston coming at it from speed. Was wrapped up by Curran. So O'Neill goes to Lillard on the inside. The front rower stumbles for a moment, regathers. But not this time, as it's a bit of confusion. Had to play the ball for the Raiders, and they've fumbled and they've put it down. The Warriors will restart from the scrum.
That's one. Move! He's held there.
As they go to Nanai. Up through the middle, the skipper, but he's thrown it away. Sadler's come away with it, and he's found himself in a bit of space. So it's Morrison. He gets away from one. Jacob Morrison around the tackle of Bunce. The footwork, and under the post for the Raiders. Sadler can't believe it. Morrison, welcome to the SRL. The footwork to get around arguably the competition's best fullback. And Thompson will look to tie it up once again. Miguele has the ball on the tee. 18 apiece here at Mount Smart. 50 minutes been. We're in for an exciting remaining 30 minutes.
Right.
As Relentless takes it forward for the Raiders, and a good charge from the little front rower.
2 on the keep going. He's held there.
It's the try scorer, Morrison. Up to the 30 for the Raiders. They spread it centre field, and they find Lillard.
3 hands away.
Taken down by Corcoran. To the left again, O'Neill. Through the hands to Chen.
He's held there. Move it.
Straightening it up well. Looking for a quick play the ball. Strange. Possibly holding him down a little bit longer than he would have liked.
Hill. 5.
Thompson
Hold.
to the Raiders. Just into the Warriors side of halfway. Back to Morrison for the kick, straight down the throat of Jay Eames, and he'll bring it back.
1, release.
But he's forced back, and a good tackle.
Hill. Of him now. 2.
Farrett dummy half to Miguele, to Barner.
3.
The combination we've seen works so well in the past, Miguele to Barner. This time Miguele goes inside to Corcoran.
4. Move.
Can't get away from his former teammate. That was Sabbath to Ua. As Miguele decides to kick early, but Yates has done a good job in getting across to a Hayden Yates just on the park. Gets away from one, gets away from another. Bunce has to come across and wraps him up. But a good injection into the game, Hayden Yates.
2 hands away. Hill.
This time it's Relentless.
He's held there. 3. Back with me.
Back into contact. Robinson's on as well. Dummy half. This time back to Yates again.
4. Hold the 10.
Taken down by Corcoran, but Hayden Yates has got energy to burn as Fe'u decides to straighten it up for the Raiders. They're a couple of metres out. Final tackle as Robinson goes back to O'Neill. He's knocked it on, has he? Fe'u's picked it up, and Fe'u's gone under the post to score. The Warriors players complaining about 2 or 3 knock-ons. And I'd have to say, I'm not sure if the referee's got that one right. Thompson's going to add the extra 2. But it definitely looked like a knock-on from the play the ball to Jack O'Neill. Daniel Ingo is still talking to the referee. So is Jason Farah, in fact. Warriors players not happy at all with that decision. They'll have to move on as Miguele gets the game back underway and sends it down deep to the right-hand side of the field, where O'Neill, the man himself, picks it up. It's a relentless taken down for the Raiders, who hit the front here at Mount Smart. They go inside to Fe'u, the try scorer.
He's held there.
But what a start to their SRL careers for the Raiders if they could knock off one of these top 4 teams. Thompson takes it forward, taken down, a good tackle by Farah. Robinson a dummy half. On to Ta'ua, up over the Raiders 40. Slow play the ball from Ta'ua. Not a great kick, heads down to the wing of Ems. Raiders chasers do a good job though. Warriors bench players are on. I can see TJ Ashford at the bottom of the screen as they go to Corcoran. Fends off one and steps around another. Nice run by the lock forward. Miguele inside to Ingo. Hit hard by Lillard. Good tackle by the front rower, locking him up, wrapping him up and throwing him to the ground. To Nanai, the skipper, looking to spark something for the Warriors as time ticks down the clock, almost 20 minutes remaining. Only 6 points in it, still a long time to go. Barner, just short of the Raiders 10. Final tackle. They go back to Miguele. He will send it high. It's a good kick by Sage Miguele, but it's been picked up by Robinson on the back, and there's no one in front of him. Bunce is coming, so is Nanai, but Robinson will score for the Raiders under the posts. Against the run of play, Miguele put up a nice kick. Plenty of Warriors chases around as well, but no one at the backfield. Bunce was up with the play. And Robinson runs the length of the field to score. Thompson converts. 30 points to 18, the Raiders out in front. Set down deep into Raiders territory to start the game.
He's held there. Right, here's tackle 1.
Jack O'Neill taken down the 20 by Strange.
2.
Short ball to Ta'ua from Fe'u. Warriors players onto him in a crack. This time it's Kaval, the skipper.
Held.
He's played well tonight, Kaval, leading his new team into this competition. Weston down the near touchline, wrapped up by Bunce, holding him down in a long time. Referee having a word to him. Cut out pass to Iron. Quiet second half from the fullback. Was busy in the first 40 minutes. O'Neill puts the kick in, down to the wing of Moana.
That's one.
It's a good chase.
He's held there. Get up.
On the Warriors winger. And it was Raul Kaval who wrapped him up. So it's Strange to play the ball. Farah dummy half, short side to Moana.
He's held.
Looking to catch the Raiders defence napping. It's up to the task at the moment. O'Neill did a good job there. This time it's Strange. Good charge up through the middle by the second rower. Warriors just short of the halfway line. They go to their big men again. It's Curran. But he's hitting a good tackle as well. They go back to Ashford. His first touch in the game. Off the bench. Sends it down to Weston. Gets away from Daniel Engo. Diving tackle from the front rower. Doesn't work. They go to Caval this time. The skipper again getting his hands on the ball. Time continues to tick down as Sadler goes straight through the tackle of Curran. Finds Robinson on his inside, but he's been covered well by Corcoran. But the Raiders starting to play with a lot of freedom and confidence. Up to the Warriors 30 as they go to Fetu. Goes wide to O'Neill, throws a dummy. Goes himself, but he's taken down by Curran and Corcoran. Final tackle now. Back to Thompson this time. He'll send it high. It's come off the side of the boot. Not a great kick by Thompson. Come down by Maxwell. And the centre does a good job in taking that kick down. Goes flat to Curran. Ashford looking to get his hands on the ball a lot more as this game starts to creep closer and closer to the 70-minute mark. Farah continuing to play a dummy half. They go inside the bunts, but good defence from the Raiders. They read that play the ball. They've seen that one so many times in season 1, and they read it well.
5, holding a 10. He's held there.
Miguel forced to kick from the halfway line down to the wing of Black.
Right, here's tackle 1.
And it's Barner who takes him down the Raiders 20.
2.
Robinson, a dummy half, goes to Fetu.
Held.
Driving the
3,
legs
Marcus
well.
Lock in.
The big lock forward. Farah does well to take him down. As Yates
4. Get back.
tries to
Look at
step
me.
his way through.
He's held there.
Barner.
Get off him.
Barner wraps him up. And Thompson kicks behind the 40. On the 4th. Doesn't get the angle right at all. Possibly just going straight down the field anyway. As Bunce collects. And Bunce slices his way through the field. Bo Sadler dives in desperation. But Bunce is going to return and score under the post for the Warriors. Second try of the night for the Warriors fullback. To bring it back to a 6-point ball game. Miguel will slot this one and send it high into the southern terraces. No mistakes, 30 points to 24. Can the Raiders hold out the Warriors in this final 12 minutes? As the bench players make their way back onto the field. Nanai's back on for the Warriors. Looks like Lillard's on for the Raiders as well. As Cutler takes it forward from the kickoff. Has had a quiet game so far, Jackson Cutler.
He's held there. Let him go. 2.
This time it's the bench player, TJ Ashford. Good run by Barner. Bending the line and up over the 30 for the Warriors.
4. Hold the 10. He's
Mitch
held
Austin
there.
getting his first touch of the season. As McGilley sends it down. Not a good kick by the halves at all. In fact, it's been picked up by Thompson. And he almost to get away from Farah. It's McGilley who's put in the kick and has partially been charged down, I think. That's the problem.
2 hands away.
But the Raiders looking to seal the game. It's Luke Thompson up to the 10. So tackle 3, options left and right. They go flat left to Caval. The skipper, he's been taken down. The good tackle by Strange. They go left again. O'Neill to Yates. He gets the offload. And Weston goes in for the Raiders on this left-hand touchline. Tyler Weston. As the crowd goes quiet, Thompson lines up his hardest kick of the night. Starts it from the right, curves it back in, no problems. 36 points to 24. It's the Raiders with a 12-point lead. Counting down under 8 minutes remaining here at Mount Smart Stadium. So it's McGilly who sends it down to restart the game. But what a boil over this will be. The Raiders, who have had no support, you feel.
Let him go.
Almost everyone's saying they'll be wooden spooners in season 2. Too many rookies. Too hard to come into a season and make the top 4 your first nudge. But they are looking to knock off the season 1 runners-up, the Nines champions. Under 6 minutes remaining. The Raiders hold a 12-point lead. Thompson puts a nice little kick down to the wing of Ems. Finds a bit of grass as well. Ems collects it well. They're up to the 40, but if the Warriors are going to have any chance in tying this game up, keep in mind it's 2 converted tries just to tie the game. They're going to have to score this set surely. As Curran goes over the halfway line, they go to Strange, who finds Bunce on his inside shoulder. Again, can't find his way through. This Raiders defence has been solid all night. Another good run from Barner. The Warriors' second row has been busy the whole game. McGilly sends it down again, this time to Joseph Black. A better kick by McGilly, but again it's no real pressure on the Raiders. Thompson to play the ball. This time it's Sadler. Back on the field. Playing in the second row. The skipper. What a debut. Leading his side to a probable win in their first game. Raul Caval. Moving from the Rabbitohs up to season 1. Putting together what looks to be a strong side, an experienced side.
He's held there. Get off him. 2 hands away.
3 incredibly experienced halves in Luke Thompson, Hayden Yates and Jack O'Neill.
3 back with me.
A dynamic looking backline led by Mark Iron. Alex Chen, Joseph Black with speed to burn. And then power off the bench with Stace to pace. Sam Robinson as well from the Broncos. As we are less than a minute until the full-time siren. And it will be the Raiders starting the season with 2 points in their belt.
3 hands away. He's held there.
The Warriors once again will start the season with a loss.
That's tackle 4 hands
Tarangaho Fetu, one of the leaders in this team with only over 400 metres as the siren sounds and the Raiders pick up their first win in the SRL, beating the Warriors 36 points to 24 away from home. What a win from Canberra, and what a way to start their SRL careers. That's a wrap for round 1 in season 2 of the SRL. We hope you've enjoyed it, and we hope you join us again next week live on SRL TV.